About the police shootings. We have some of the victims' families here. We have some concerns about transparency.
Talking to the police department, law department.
We have spoken with the law department, not exactly on this specific issue,
I
but
think
in
you need to
past
talk to
weeks.
the law department on this specific issue, and you talk with them, find out
Don't
exactly
they
what's
actually,
going on. We have an investigation that's going on. We have a higher authority that's actually handling that investigation.
the KBI.
Exactly. So when they get a report from them, then that information is passed down, and at that point in time, we
Would you
talk
be able
about
to
it.
make a comment just expressing condolences to victims?
No, we don't get involved in that. And from this standpoint, talk to the law department, and we'll go from there.
Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Uh-huh.
Sorry for taking your part responding.
Release the names.
Yeah, we'd like to know the names of the officers.
Release the names. We're killing our kids.
How do we know it's not the same 4 cops that killed all these people? They don't want to ever tell us who it was. I want to know who it
On
was.
paid leave for killing our people on paid leave. And they're even holding our autopsy reports that we have a right to. Why should we have to get a lawyer to get a police report when they're the ones that killed them? We're the family. Let's go! Williams, let's go! Williams, let's go! Williams, let's go! Williams, let's go! And James must know, but it was justified. They killed my son. They not killing just our men, they're killing our kids too. Yeah, they killing everybody. Grown-ups, kids, they don't care.
We're here with Shakitha Scales. Shakitha, what can you tell us?
I can tell y'all that my son was involved in a home invasion. The police were called, and when they got there, the boys looked out the front and seen that they was out there, so they ran to the back. Well, as soon as they ran out the back door, they was immediately surprised by gunfire.
And who was firing the shots?
WPD, Wichita Police Department. They tried to say that they were shot at by the boys, but the neighbor said that there was only one gun that the bullets came from. It sounded like it came from the same gun, and they was like, pow, 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 pow. It wasn't 2 gunshots, there was only one, which was the police department.
So the police say that your son or his friends were firing shots at them. Have they released any ballistic reports?
No, they haven't. They won't release anything to us. They're telling me that I have to get a lawyer to get a police report.
To get the police report of your
Yes.
own son's death?
Yes, and I've been going to the what is it called? The
Forensic pathologist?
Yes, to get his autopsy report, and I've been there 4 different times, and on each different time I've left my name and my number, and I still have not received a call from them to pick up his autopsy report yet.
Was your son in a gang?
No, he wasn't. The police department is going around slandering my son's name. He's never been in a gang. They cannot say that they have him down on police files for gang violence or anything. If they do, they made it up because my son's never been in trouble,
He
never
doesn't have
been
an
in a
arrest
gang.
record.
No, he doesn't have an arrest record.
We can edit this. So, after they shot your son, did they shoot him in the back?
No, they shot him in the head.
They shot him in the head?
Yes, he was the first one to get shot. The boy next to him seen my son get shot, so he went down with his hands out. The police walked up on the back of him and stood on his back leg and shot him twice in the back. The other guy had already been shot multiple times. They're walking around, kicking on all of them, beating on all of them, asking them. I don't know, I can't say if they were kicking or beating my son, but I know the other 2 that lived said this is what happened, that they was walking around, kicking them and beating them, asking them where did the other MF go, talking about the one that got away.
So they called him a motherfucker.
Yeah, they was cussing at them while they're on the ground and cussing at them while they're kicking them, asking them where the other.
When did the police department contact you to tell you that there had been an incident with your son?
The police department never contacted me at all.
Say that for me one more time. So when did the police contact you about your son?
They never contacted me. The Wichita Police Department never contacted me at all.
So you were contacted by family members?
Yes, I was woke up to a phone call at 6, starting at 6 in the morning, all the way up to maybe 9. Everybody wondering where Tim is. Is Tim okay? And I'm still not knowing what's going on because nobody's contacted me or told me anything. So I had to get up and be the investigator that morning of April 13th. At 6 in the morning, I was the investigator. I called the police department. They told me that I might need to watch the news.
So the police, someone at the police department told you that you would need to watch the news to get
Yes.
information about your son.
Yes. And then I kind of went off on the police department. I told them that that might be my son. That one of the boys might be my son. And then they played the little pity pat game, and then they eventually ended up giving me a number to a detective who never answered his phone whatsoever. Never called my number back, never did anything.
Is there anything else you want to tell the world?
I would like to tell the world that if you can't depend on the people that's here to protect and serve you, who do you depend on? Why would you call somebody that you're scared to call, not knowing if you're going to live or die when you call them? Who wants to live their life like that? And justice needs to be served.
About my nephew, Timothy Collins, the way they treated my sister. He was shot at 4 o'clock in the morning, and at 7 o'clock I had got up on Facebook and seen my niece had made a post about something was wrong with her brother. I immediately called my sister, and she didn't know nothing, not whether her son was alive, dead, or anything. I had to eventually call around to every hospital, only to be told that I had to contact the police by St. Francis. So we immediately goes up there. They never offered us a room, family room for us to go in. We went outside to smoke a cigarette, and they locked the doors on us. Sent 7 police cars up there with 2 police officers in each car, only to tell us that the chief was in a meeting and that they didn't know nothing. We eventually left from up there. We never found out anything until about 5, 6 o'clock that evening, when they finally came to the house, only to tell my sister that they shoot to kill to her face, and let her know that her son is dead. At the hospital, he was never there. We ended up finding out that he was at the forensic file, only 2 blocks away from the house that we was at. We never got to see him until we went up to the funeral home. That's when we finally got to see him. There has been no justice. They have not called my sister to find out anything about her son. It's just no justice going on. Every time we're at the club, every weekend, there's police out there, like there's a big-ass riot on the inside of the club. They out there with their horses, running us over, kicking us, threatening us, beating us up. Well, just causing riots for the black people. They're not out here to protect us. I also have friends that have nice cars, and just because they have nice cars and, they're used to be drug dealers or named drug dealers down at the state, they want to beat them up and take their money when they don't have any drugs in a car. They don't have any reason to even pull them over a seatbelt ticket. And then they beat them up and send them to the hospital. Just stop the violence with our young black men and our young black children and our mothers. Use your tasers. Stop killing us. I mean, there's other forms of justice out here.
I have a question. Was your nephew Timothy, was he in a gang?
No, he wasn't. They have no proof that he's on there. It's not on file anywhere that he's in a gang. Only thing they have is hearsay. Somebody or what they say.
So he had never been arrested?
He's never been arrested.
And he was 17?
And he was only 17, a kid. And I feel like at 17, his mother should have been the first one contacted. Not his girlfriend, not his homies, his mama or his daddy.
story is like hearing our story all over again because it happened like pretty much the same way.
Yeah, it's definite. There's a
And we
pattern.
still haven't got no answers from anyone.
Okay, I'm here with Shantae Day, who is the daughter of Karen Jackson. We're outside City Hall. Why are you here today?
I'm here because the police shot my mama several times. She shot her they said she got shot 3 times, but when I seen her at Jackson's funeral home, she actually got shot 4 times. They gunned my mama down for apparently no reason to me. They could have did other things besides shoot to kill.
Have the police given you any information?
No, they have not. They have not even contacted anyone in our family. They didn't even contact to let us know that she was deceased. When I asked the police when I got on the scene, was she okay? They told me that they couldn't tell me anything. They couldn't tell me anything, but by 11:30 on the internet, they had more information than what I had. I had no information about what happened to my mother. People was calling me, telling me what happened to my mother off of the internet, and I don't believe that that's right.
Was your mother a violent person?
No, she was not. She was the sweetest person in the world. You can ask her anything. She will help you out. She'll do anything. She wouldn't even harm a fly. I mean, she was not harmless to anybody.
A lot of your friends refer to her as Mama Karen.
Yes.
Because she
was
helped
a mother
raise.
to everybody. She loved everybody. Anybody she would accept and love them like they were her own.
Is there anything else you want to tell us?
I just want to say what they did was wrong. It's for you to shoot to kill. The person that you say was stabbing herself, that was not right. You can see that she needed help if that was the case. I just still don't believe that that's the case, that she stabbed herself, because to my knowledge there was no stab to her chest or abdomen at all. So you guys need to figure out what else you need to do besides shooting to kill. It's not right, and people are really getting hurt over this.
I'm here outside of City Hall with Rendell Smart, who is the father of Marquez Smart, who was gunned down by police officers in Old Town. Can you tell me why you're here today, sir?
I'm here to let my story be heard because it's not justified and I want to hear the truth.
Can I have you speak up just a little? I'm sorry.
I'm here to tell my story about my son and the information that I received, which is very little. And, they call it justified. How can they call it justified? And they're not even through investigating the case.
And the officers in this case, it's well known that the officers fired several shots, but they haven't released any ballistics reports or autopsy reports to show who was shot by who. Have they given you any information to tell you who was shot by whom in this situation?
No, they haven't given me any information. As well as they have not tried to contact me one time, set up an appointment to meet with District Attorney Parker, Kelly Parks or something like that, Karen Parker. Kim Park, excuse me. And they haven't returned my calls. I've been doing all the investigating. I had to make the initiative to contact the detective to see what's going on with my son. The night it happened, March the 10th, I received a call about 10 minutes till 2 o'clock in the morning, Friday night. And I was told my son had got shot down in Old Town. But before I got the phone call, I had my police scanner on. I listened to it every night. And I was sitting outside listening to it about 1:45, and I'm hearing a lot of commotion down in Old Town, talking about shootings and block this street and block that street. So I'm listening. I know my son frequents down the club. So I said to myself, I hope my son is not involved in anything. So I sat out there. They said how many people got shot and had died. They said that, and I'm listening. It was about 10 minutes before they even called the ambulance. I'm listening to the scanner, sitting outside. I go in the house 7 to 12 minutes later. I'm still listening to the scanner. My son's mother calls me and tells me the information that our son's been shot. So I tell her, I heard it on the scanner. She said, well, I'm on my way down to the hospital, St. Francis. She didn't know which hospital it was in. She was going to the closest one by the scene. So I met her down there. I got there about 2:20. And we went in the hospital. They never let us know if our son was in there. They told us they had multiple victims back there. And they couldn't tell us if one of them was our son or not. But they questioned his mom about his identity, tattoo markings, tall, short, hairstyle, whatnot. We was there about 2.5 hours, 3 hours before they let us know that our son passed away. One officer and the chaplain called the family and took us into the back room and asked us what was our son's name. We stated his name. And then the lady officer said, well, your son was shot multiple times and he didn't make it. Well, of course, we went ballistic. You understand? Anybody would. My son was only 23 years old. They never said he had a weapon. I have no information. I've contacted the detectives. They don't return my call. This happened March the 10th. I've been to the coroner's office several times. I've been down to get his evidence. His evidence is not there. It is here. The detective called me once and said, you can go pick it up. I go down there. All of his stuff is not there. True enough, they may have some of his belongings that they need for the case. But still, they're not contacting me. They haven't contacted his mom, haven't contacted me. One phone call. And I'm looking for, the truth, justice.
Do you believe the police story of what happened to your son?
Not at the least.
So it doesn't sound like something your son would have been involved with.
My son worked hard. He was a preppy kind of guy. There's a lot of haters out there. I don't know if everybody knows what a hater is, but it's someone who dislikes, puts down another human being. Like they do to minorities all our lives. Mexicans, blacks. When is it ever going to stop? Nola needs to go, Norman needs to go. It's not justified because an officer did it. Let me go down here. I have no felonies. Let me go down here and apply for the police force. I know a lot of wrongdoing out here, but would it be justified because I'm on a police force to kill and shoot someone? Or to do them wrong, disrespect them as a human being? We all live under God. And for them not to respond to us, had it been one of their children, wouldn't be this far like this. It would have never even happened. Officers, I went down there about 2 months after it happened, just looking at the night scene and taking pictures of the night scene and the cameras around. Officers, I'm not a kid. I have grandkids. I'm almost half 100. Do I look like I would be down there messing around, causing conflict? I'm down there trying to ask questions, doing an investigation myself. People I know, people I haven't seen in a while, I see down there. Officers come and run me and my son's mother and friends and family away. Sit there and get the number from a lady that sprinkles down there. She has some information.
So the police officers interfere with your investigation as a private citizen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And another thing, I want to make sure you get this out. As he was directing us to hurry and leave, or he would take us downtown, I told them, the family that was with me, come on, y'all, let's go. He's probably the one who shot my son. That officer's name, I'm not going to put it out here right now. But the officer said, and there was 3 other officers right behind him, a foot away. That officer told me, when I said, you probably was the one who shot my son, he literally said, no, I wasn't, but I wish I had him. And what do you say?
So the officer told you that he wished he had been the one who shot your son?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. God is my witness.
Is there anything else you want to say to the world?
The world would be a better place if it was true justification and truth, and we have the right people in the offices. They get hired to do the right job, do your job. I would have a problem to come down here. I'm not a felon, never been in trouble. Besides to take driving ticket or something like that, I bet you I couldn't get a job down here. That's not right. But I just want to let the people know. And my grandkids and my smaller kids, now they are scared of law enforcement. Anything to do with law enforcement. Simple fact, they watch their cousins, brothers, sisters, aunties get shot down by Wichita police or a sheriff. And they ask me, Papa, if something happens, you always told me, call 911. Now they're puzzled. They don't want to call 911. It may be a situation where they know somebody in the family needs help, or somebody in the neighborhood, or a friend's mother, father, grandparent needs help. They may call 911 and they get shot and killed. The one who they're calling for to protect. So see, now my grandkids and my younger kids are nervous about going anywhere. Don't like the police department. They've killed too many in my family. My son Marquez Smart, March the 10th. 2.5 to 3 weeks later, my cousin Tim Collins, 17-year-old, shot him dead between the eyes. He had no weapon as well, but to shoot my son in the back 3 times, running away. They asked me, the detective, I talked to him one time, he asked me, do I know if my son had a gun? I told him, that's your job. I'm not a detective. You have to let me know if my son had a gun. They haven't let me know anything.
Have you ever seen your son with a gun?
Never.